See how things are looking. You mentioned a warm up. I have to be honest though, those cool mornings we've been having, they've been kind of nice though, Ron.
They have been kind of nice. They're going to slowly start to tick up a little too, so we'll need to get ready for a little warmer and a little bit more muggy. We're not talking middle of summer warm and muggy yet, but definitely different than what we've been having this week. I think today those top temperatures are going to make the mid 80s pretty easy, maybe a little cooler near the coast. Overnight tonight, a lot of us are going to stay up over 60, and I think that's going to become a much more common thing around here too. So warmer both sides of the day, a little bit more humid throughout, and that likely means we find a few clouds. Not seeing too many out there this morning, but I think we will cook up some. All of the organized weather is way out to the west, and that's where it's staying. We were watching that boundary that was up over the Virginias and the Carolinas, expecting it to fizzle out before it ever got here, and that's exactly what it's doing. We're at 59 in Valdosta and in Thomasville. We're at 55 degrees this morning in Tallahassee, not too far from what's normal for the end of April, but we do have that little uptick in the humidity, and that's going to make it feel just a little bit different outside, and it'll also give us cause to look for some patchy fog, especially without much of a breeze to stir things up. Seeing some of the cooler temperatures to the south and to the east this morning, where the air is still a little bit drier. Cross City, we're at 52. Live Oak, we're at 54. Things get a little warmer when you head up towards Camilla and Bainbridge, where it's 62. We're even up in Dothan, Alabama, where it's 63, a little warmer, a little bit more humid. Now, as far as that breeze goes, I think today pretty variable, pretty light, not going to be a real big talking point, and that likely means this morning and again tomorrow morning we're going to find some patchy fog. Visibility is actually improving in Perry and Live Oak, now up to 2.5 miles. So the overall weather pattern, still not a lot of change expected. That big ridge of high pressure, it's been our big weather player all week. It will finally start to relent a little bit more and eventually fizzle out. We get this surge of warmer air up the east coast, and then all of the energy and all of the showers or storminess is headed up towards the Great Lakes. So nothing new coming here. Just we moderate this air mass. It gets a little bit warmer, it gets a little bit more humid, and over the next 3 or 4 or 5 days, that's the only real change. We're not quite at that point in the year yet where we can count on the sea breeze to fire up some showers and storms. So I think we end up just getting a little bit warmer, a little bit more muggy. And outside of the isolated sprinkle, if a little bit of energy happens, I think we're going to keep things pretty dry heading into and throughout the upcoming weekend. Now, believe it or not, we're actually looking out in the tropics at this little hiccup way out here. Doesn't look like much, but it's been fairly persistent enough where the National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on it. This will likely fizzle out and fall apart. It's a little early yet for this too, but we do sometimes see some activity in the tropics before the season even begins in the beginning of June. And it's just a great reminder that it's almost that time of the year. All right, on the Gulf close to home today, excellent conditions for the boaters. We're talking winds less than 12 knots and seas less than 2 feet. If we do have a breeze out there, it'll have more of an east component to it, a little northeast at times, a little southeast at times. 50s and 60s, mostly clear skies. Sun will be up before 7. This afternoon, I think we're going to get to the mid 80s, maybe a little bit cooler near the coast. It'll be warm and just a smidge more muggy. And then tonight, a lot of us are going to stay in the 60s with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Here's that 7-day forecast. Not a lot of big rain chances, a couple of sprinkles at the most. But notice those temperatures climbing a little bit more, mid 80s and upper 80s for the afternoons, and lots of 60s the next several mornings.